Kobe Bryant comes to mind, you don't just think about the ring, the highlights, or the iconic moment. You think about the standard that he set, the way he studied the game like it was an art, chasing greatness every single day. Every time he stepped on the court, he was just trying to be better than himself. And that mindset of Mamba mentality, it was deeper than basketball. It was the blueprint. And the next step after the blueprint is execution. But the sacrifices needed to execute this blueprint proved to be too damning for many involved. However, there was one who showed echoes of that mindset in this current generation. By the poise, the patience, the mid-range mastery, was never ever able to be rushed, just had calculated greatness. It wasn't about copying Kobe, it was about carrying the torch. Me calling the title of this video Kenzee Kobe Bryant isn't me comparing them to each other, it's a passing of mentality and making it your own. Kobe Bryant inspired the world. And now, enter Shai, Gilgeous-Alexander.
Where the fuck I be without my slate? Where the fuck I be without that get?
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
I'm in hell with them Hellcats. If you tell, I'ma kill a cat. If you tell, we gon' spread it right.
2025 NBA Finals, Game 4 versus the Indiana Pacers on the road, down 2-1, where legends are made of. Everyone knows as an NBA player, going into a Game 4 being down 2-1, that's where, niggas, start to get a little shaky, a little nervous, a legacy game some would call it. But SJ pulled up to his legacy game with that shit on per usual. But this wasn't no regular Game 4, this was a Game 4 of the NBA Finals against the Indiana Pacers. The 2025 Indiana Pacers, the same ones that turned the sliders all the way up in the fourth quarter. So it's gonna take Shai and OKC a lot to get this win. But like in every movie, our main character do gotta go through some adversity before he can reach the mountaintop. I mean, look at Bruce Wayne. He had to watch his parents get switched down at the age of 8, and now he's Batman. Or Eren Yeager had to watch his mom get broken in half and eaten like a Kit Kat. And the same thing applies to Shai in this Game 4. Because I'm not gonna lie, it was looking a little scary. The Pacers, this whole season, they've been on a magical run. The Illuminati magic that they have is alive and well. We get this Game 4 started with Siakam using his old reliable spin moves to break the defense down. Kicked it out to Miles Turner. He slammed that shit. He ain't hit a 3 all series. Found Hallie found Naismith and he splashed that joint. Okay, pause, wait, time out. Pacers starting off the game shooting 2 threes? Oh no. And I know every OKC fan at this point was shaking in their boots. Pacer fans probably thought that shit, we eating good, no road way, but Shai had to calm that down and hit this calm little 19-footer. I mean, wait, bro. He gets it back and hits the float over Miles Turner. To be honest, that didn't really change much of anything. Hallie hit a 3 from Jerusalem. It was looking scary out there, gang. And I do want to remind you that this is the 2025 Indiana Pacers. So with 6 minutes left in the first quarter, they were already up 10. It was looking like our main character was about to go down 3-1 in the NBA Finals. And he know Braun. So he knew that when he was subbed back into the game, he had to up his intensity. And that's exactly what he did. He came back in the game and go straight back to work. Caught that boy Nemo dumbass with a step back. Had him slipping and sliding. However, that did not matter. The Pacers just kept on scoring. And they ended the quarter with 35 points. And our main character, Shai, this is part of the ended the first quarter with 4 points on 40% shoot. But the game is just beginning. But it felt like every time OKC were making a run at it, the Pacers just kept on scoring. OKC were working extra hard to try and get momentum back in the game, but then another Pacer side character would hit some more bullshit. And OKC weren't really finding their momentum, but they were still hanging in there. There was still a chance, and Shai was slowly finding his momentum, scoring 8 points in the second quarter and 4 for 6 shoot. But to be honest, Shai's second half start didn't really mean much. The Pacers were still getting whatever look they wanted, whatever shot they like. Hallie finding Nemhard in the corner like prime PJ Tucker. I'm looking at the clock and there's 1 minute left in the third, and OKC is down 10. We already know how the Pacers move in the fourth quarter, so for them to be going into the fourth quarter up anything, to be honest, this is the point where I started to lose heart. I truly felt like, okay, they're gonna go down 3-1, they might actually lose this series. Cause SGA came back after being subbed out in the third quarter and was still getting his shit clamped like he was Vegeta going up against Frieza. This shit wasn't fair. And Shai was gonna be starting off the fourth quarter on the bench. I was considering turning the game off, but shout out to the sidekicks and Chet and J-Dub for keeping that shit close, actually bringing it back to a tied game. But with 4 minutes and 38 seconds left, that's when everything changed. It finally felt like Shai had found his momentum. It finally felt like he had found his swag in the fourth quarter. He had unlocked his takeover, smacking his Canadian cruddy in the chest just to get the lay. But Shai knew that that wasn't enough to be able to get this lead from the Pacers. Scoring wouldn't be enough. The Pacers were already up and they're already comfortable. OKC has to get a stop. So Shai switches onto Halliburton, guards him up. Halliburton does what he loves to do, take the step back three, and Shai blocked that shit. So he had hit a layup and he had got a block shot. He was unlocked, he was in rhythm. J-Dub kicked it to Shai and he hit the three for one of the biggest shots, probably the biggest shot in his career. And to finally get the lead that they had been chasing all night. Shai hit a shot that's always been there. He's been hitting it, was no different tonight. A step back baseline jumper to win the game. He ended up with 35 points on 50% shooting from the field, with 15 of his 35 coming in the clutch, coming in the fourth quarter when OKC needed it the most. And don't get it fucked up, the Pacers were bowling. They were, I ain't gonna lie, they had the lead for like 95% of this game. And they had 5 players in double figures and 3 that scored 8 points. LOL. So basically 8 niggas seriously contributed to that game and probably should have been the reason they won. But Shai stepped up. He stepped up when it was needed the most. They were not going to be able to come back from down 3-1 against that Pacers team. But it didn't matter. This was Shai's legacy game. This is what turned the series around for OKC, going on to help them win in Game 7 and win the NBA championship. What's going on, guys? Appreciate you for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm thinking about doing a video on Ben Thompson next. Let me know your idea. Thank you. Peace.